10,935 meters down, the pressure is 8 tons per square inch. In 1960, two men rode a steel sphere to the bottom of it. On the way down, a window cracked. They kept going. This is the deepest point in the ocean. To understand how far down that really is, you have to start at the top. Everything you picture when you picture the ocean happens in the top 200 meters. Coral reefs, fishing boats, whales surfacing. This is the Sunlit Zone, and it holds almost every marine animal you could name. It is also about 5% of the ocean. Light does not fade evenly down here. It gets taken apart. Red goes first, gone within about 10 meters. Then orange. Then yellow. Blue penetrates deepest, which is why everything below the surface looks blue, and why a diver's blood at depth runs green. By 200 meters there is still light, but no longer enough to grow anything. Photosynthesis stops. And from here down, every living thing is eating something that fell from above. The Twilight Zone. Enough light to see by, never enough to live on. During the Second World War, sonar operators kept finding a seafloor that was not there. A solid return, a few hundred meters down, in water they knew was miles deep. Stranger still, it moved. Every evening it rose toward the surface. Every dawn it sank back. It was not the seafloor. It was animals. What they had found is the largest migration on Earth, and it happens every single night. Billions of tons of fish, squid, and zooplankton rise through the dark to feed in the shallows, then descend again before first light, because down here, being visible is how you die. It happens in every ocean. It has happened every night for millions of years. And nobody knew until we pointed sound at it. 1,000 meters. The last of the sunlight is gone, and it does not come back. But it is not dark down here. Roughly 3/4 of the animals in the deep ocean make their own light. Bioluminescence is not a curiosity at this depth. It is the normal condition of life. Light is used to lure prey, to find mates, to blind an attacker, to vanish. Sperm whales hunt through this blackness, diving past 2,000 meters and holding their breath for over an hour, using sound to build a picture of a world they cannot see. At around 3,800 meters, the Titanic sits in permanent night. And in 1977, off the Galápagos, a submersible found something nobody had predicted. Cracks in the seafloor venting superheated, mineral-loaded water, and crowded around them dense colonies of animals. Not scavengers living off scraps from above, but an entire ecosystem running on chemistry instead of sunlight. Until that moment, every biology textbook began with the sun. Below 4,000 meters lies the abyss, and this is where the scale stops making sense. The abyssal plains are the flattest, largest habitat on the planet. Vast grey sediment floors, a couple of degrees above freezing, under crushing pressure and total darkness. Not a rare extreme environment, the default condition of Earth's surface. By area, food arrives as a slow drift of organic debris from thousands of meters above. Marine snow. And occasionally something enormous arrives all at once. A dead whale, sinking. A single whale fall can support an entire community of specialized animals for decades. This is the largest habitat on Earth. and almost none of it has ever been seen. Here is the strange part. We have complete, detailed maps of the surface of Mars, of Venus, of the Moon. We do not have one of our own seafloor. The problem is that radar and light do not travel through water. To map the ocean floor properly, you have to take a ship and sail over it and bounce sound off the bottom, line by line, for years. Satellite gravity readings give us a rough shape, enough to spot mountains and trenches, but at a resolution measured in kilometers. Anything smaller than a city block is invisible. As of today, roughly a quarter of the seafloor has been mapped to modern standards. An international effort is trying to finish the rest by 2030, which means that for most of the largest habitat on this planet, we genuinely do not know what the ground looks like. Past 6,000 meters, the ocean floor drops away into trenches. This is the Hadal Zone, named for Hades, and it exists in only about 45 places on Earth. Narrow scars where one tectonic plate is being forced beneath another. Nothing about this depth should support a vertebrate, and yet in 2023, a camera lowered into the Izu-Ogasawara Trench filmed a snailfish at 8,336 meters. The deepest fish ever recorded. Small, pale, translucent, entirely unbothered. Amphipods swarm the trench floors in enormous numbers. When researchers dissected them, they found plastic fibers in their guts. 10,935 meters. Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench. The deepest known point on Earth. Drop Mount Everest into it, and its summit would still drown more than 2 kilometers below the surface. The pressure here is around 1,100 atmospheres, roughly 8 tons bearing down on every square inch. On the 23rd of January, 1960, 2 men rode a steel sphere to the bottom. During the descent, an outer window cracked. They continued anyway. They spent about 20 minutes on the floor of the world, watched the silt they had raised drift past, and went home. It would be 52 years before anyone returned. In 2012, a film director made the descent alone. Since then, only a handful of others have followed. More people have been to space than have been to the bottom of this trench. And when one of them got there, in 2019, he reported seeing a plastic bag. Every single thing in this video, the migration, the vents, the fish at 8,000 meters, we found all of it by going and looking. Most of what is down there has never been named, because nobody has ever been there to name it. New species are described from the deep ocean faster than they can be catalogued. We are, right now, in the earliest part of this, and we have barely looked.